Hello everyone! Today we are finally talking about the Funko Mystery Minis Lord of the Rings set. Here they are. This is my personal collection and unfortunately I'm missing 3 of the Holy Grails. That's why there is a big hole here. They are Lurtz, Witch King and Eowyn. I'll talk a bit about them later, but they're the Holy Grails, the ones that are worth the most because they are the hardest to find. Now, this whole set here was released in 2018 before I even was aware of Funko Mystery Minis. So really sad for me because if I had known about these, I would have bought carton after carton trying to get all of the characters. But that didn't happen. So now, of course, it's quite hard to find them all. Let's get into the rarities. So here's the typical box that was first released. You can get 15 characters. I will be showing all the close-up shots with the rarities plus the dollar amount for each figure. Then they released a Barnes & Noble set, this picture right here. Now, this one, you had Invisible Frodo, which replaced normal Frodo, and you also had Gold Gimli, which replaced normal Gimli, and Galadriel Glow, which replaced normal Galadriel. So Galadriel Glow actually does glow in the dark. So then they released a Hot Topic set as well. Here's a picture right here. We have Lurtz, which replaced Sauron, Witch King, which replaced Nazgul, and Eowyn, which replaced Arwen. Let's get into the close-ups. Let's start with the commons first. Here's Sam. He is 1 out of 6. According to Pop Price Guide, he is $7 USD, which in Australia is $10. Next we have Frodo Baggins. He is also 1 out of 6, very easy to find. He is worth $10 USD, which is $14 in Australian. Close-up shot, you can see his detail here on his sword. And Frodo has the 1 ring. Next we have the 1 out of 12s. Gandalf is $14 USD or $20 Australian. We have Aragorn, also 1 out of 12. He is $10 USD or $14 Australian. Got quite a lot of detail. See his boots, all the stitching in his boots, his belt, his ring, stitching in his gauntlets. Got Legolas the elf, also 1 out of 12. So Legolas is $14 USD, so that works out to $20 Australian. Boromir, 1 out of 12. He is $11 USD, which is about $16 Australian. Look at the amazing detail on here. So much detail on his clothes. You can see his horn there and his gauntlets as well. Look at the chainmail poking out there. We have Gimli. He is $26 USD, which is $38 Australian. We have our first 1 out of 24, Merry, $30 USD or $44 Australian. Captured that smile perfectly, cheeky smile. We have Pippin, also 1 out of 24, $21 USD or 31 Australian. Saruman, 1 out of 24, $10 USD or 14 Australian. Gollum is 1 out of 24. He is $10 USD or 14 Australian. Quite like this one. See his little fish here. Now we have the 1 out of 36s, Galadriel, $23 USD or $34 Australian. You can see the detail in her dress, the little brooch here and the little glass vial. Sauron is also 1 out of 36. He's worth $28 USD or 41 Australian. This is probably the most detailed out of the whole set. Look at it. Look at all this detail in the chainmail, the armor, his weapon here. Look, even on the sides here. The artist who did these figures, definitely a labor of love. They obviously love Lord of the Rings. Just even the pose. His hand. Now we come to 1 out of 72 figures. We have Arwen. She is $38 USD or $56.50 in Australian. Close-up detail of her sword. It's got nice stitching in her shoes. And of course, her little clothing brooch there. Nazgul, $48 USD, 71 Australian. Once again, detail. Even under the sword, there is a buckle there. Now we come to the Barnes & Noble characters. So the first one is Invisible Frodo. So Invisible Frodo is 1 out of 6. He's worth $9 USD and $13 Australian. So it's basically the same pose as the normal Frodo, just this is the invisible version. We have Galadriel Glow. So once again, same pose as the typical Galadriel, except she's different colors and she actually glows in the dark. So Galadriel Glow is 1 out of 36 and she is 28 USD and $41 Australian. Here's a shot of Galadriel Glow. I didn't even energize her in the sun. This is just from the LED ring lights that I used to film. And we also have the Barnes & Noble Gold Gimli. He is 1 out of 12. He's worth 14 USD and $20 Australian. Now we come to the Hot Topic. So I don't have these figures, but here's a picture I got from the internet. Lurtz, which I would love to have. He's 1 out of 72. He's worth $260 USD, so around about $386 Australian. Now, if I had the money, yes, I would go and buy him. Hopefully my YouTube channel, this one, will take off so I can get some extra money and I'll go and buy him. If that ever happens, then I will do another video of the whole collection. So please help me out, please, because I really want these characters. We also have Witch King, Hot Topic character, 1 out of 36. This one is worth $175 USD, and in Australia that's about $260. Also quite a bit of money. Holy Grail, looks amazing. One day I will get you. And the last Hot Topic one, Eowyn, 1 out of 72. She's worth $410 USD, and that means it's about $609 Australian right now here in the year 2023. I will get her one day as well. Fingers crossed for me, because I really would like to complete this whole set. I think these are just beautiful. So while we're talking about Funko Mystery Minis, the differences, let's just have a look at some of the other sets. Here's one I prepared earlier. You may remember this Alice Through the Looking Glass Mystery Mini character that I did in a last video. This one is Mirana. Now compare her, this is also Funko Mystery Mini. Compare this one, which is still looks good, very cutesy though in the pose, compared to this one here, Galadriel from the Lord of the Rings set. Now this is still cartoony style, but a bit more realistic. They both look good, but this is why I prefer this one better. A lot more detail, just more of an adult collectible, I guess. I do collect both of these, but this one by far, the artistry, the paintwork, the amount of thought that went into this far exceeds this one. Now, as another example, this is from my daughter's set. She loves Disney characters. So you can see here, this is Belle, a young Belle, admittedly, and this is Belle when she's all grown up. So these are from two different sets, but see how this one is a bit more realistic compared to this one. But in this case, I prefer this one because it's still done very well, but a bit more cartoony. This one here, which is, I guess, a bit more realistic, paintwork is still quite good, but I prefer this one because this one's probably a bit boring. It's still good, don't get me wrong, don't hate me. This one's just a bit, sometimes too realistic is a bit boring, and I would prefer, cartoony. So out of these three, probably this one has the greater detail, just the way, this one looks more like the actual cartoon, I guess. Now these are 3 different characters, of course, but yeah, I prefer these 2 better. Just the way they're drawn. Both Funko Mystery Minis, but they both have a place in collectibles. Now, which one is my favorite? Okay, if we're going to talk about detail, which I think we have to, definitely this one. No surprise, because, I mean, just look at it. This would have taken a very long time to sculpt and create the mold for this to be mass manufactured. Just absolutely beautiful. But I also want to pick a female character because I just really like the female warriors. I'm going to say Arwen because Arwen I had to get from America. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I quite enjoyed making it because it gave me an opportunity to once again have a look at all these beautiful characters and admire the artwork and skill that went into making these. You can still find these in the wild, usually on eBay. There are some unopened packages, but they are getting very rare. Rarer and rarer day by day. I am really hoping that I can find the Hot Topic characters Lurtz, Witch King, and Eowyn. If I could own those, they would be a dream. So please help a sister out. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and if my channel gets big enough, then maybe I'll be able to afford those characters because they are quite high in the dollar value. And if I do manage to get them, of course, I will do a new video of all of those figures as well. Thanks for watching my video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy hunting! Please like and subscribe because I need to get Eowyn here to try and get her.